The Dallas Cowboys report is powered by Magic Spoon. Get $5 off your first order of healthy and delicious cereal over at magicspoon.com/Cowboys. I love the peanut butter flavor, but there's tons of great options for you guys over there. So go check them out. magicspoon.com/Cowboys. NFL preseason week 2 reaction as the Cowboys come up short against the Houston Texans, a game in which it seemed like Dallas was going to win. And then Ben DiNucci went full nooch, as it was not a good showing in the second half by the team's really fourth-string quarterback. The nooch did not play well at all. 3 interceptions in this one. Those 3 interceptions led to a combined 1 pick six, a field goal, plus a Gilbert fumble. 17 points off of turnovers by the Cowboys. So the backup quarterback play by DiNucci really sunk them in this one. But overall, the defense played very well. They did not allow very many yards. Yes, the pick six killed them. They allowed the 17 points off of turnovers. That's a problem. You got to be able to get some stops there. But for the most part, that was a pretty good defensive showing out of a team that historically hasn't been that good, especially lately in the preseason. So before we go too far in depth on some Dak Prescott updates, a Connor McGovern trade rumor, and of course the reaction to tonight's game, grade the Cowboys against the Texans for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. And before we go back to the game itself here, got to do the Dak Prescott injury update, right? Adam Schefter says Friday night, Saturday morning, oh, Dak might not be fully back this year. He might not be 100% ever, he says, as he speculates, because he's not reporting anything, because it was never framed as a report. But it's Schefter. When he says something, it gets picked up and aggregated as like a game of telephone. It goes from being, he may not be back this year, to somehow Dak might miss games, which is never what Schefter said. Meanwhile, Tom Pelissero tweeted this out, and this sounds very familiar. It's what the public stance has been by Dak and the Cowboys and everyone close to Dak and the Cowboys as well. Dak's had no setbacks in his rehab, remains on track to start the September 9th opener against the Bucs. Could have played tonight versus Houston, but no point in risking anything in the preseason. He will, and after Tom tweeted this, did throw in the pregame. Dallas has been extremely cautious to avoid setbacks, and doctors feel good about Dak's progress. Plan is to ramp up his practice workload again next week, then cut him loose the week of the opener. Dak told me recently there's no doubt he'll be 100% week 1 and throughout the season. I'm not that concerned about Dak Prescott still. He threw 69 passes if you include the warm-ups, which I'm going to because of the meme, and that's a lot of numbers to throw for a guy that people have said is not throwing. There's a lot of misinformation out there. But what is your panic level right now, folks, over Dak Prescott? Rate this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being you're melting down, you're in full-fledged, or you're feeling great, 10 being you're melting down. It's somewhere between that number. I'm like at maybe a 4 right now. It would felt better if he played tonight, but he's throwing a lot. That should mean something. In the end, guys, I still think Dak is fine. I know there's a lot of comments and reports out there about Dak and what's been said, and the arms off, the legs off. Ideally, he played a little bit tonight. Did not happen. That does raise level a little bit for me. But this is the same Schefter who waited to report the Aaron Rodgers stuff. That should mean a little bit something there. Cowboys say he's fine. Dak says he's fine. I know maybe the speculation from other teams as well, maybe not. I think that you will see a pitch count for Dak in terms of the practice workload in season. It's a long season this year. But even though I think this team will start slow because of Dak coming off the injury, new defensive scheme, and so much more, I don't think he's going to be bad or hurt forever. I still feel good about Dak as the team's franchise quarterback. What I don't feel so good about is the Dan Quinn news, which came out kind of middle of the game. Dan Quinn did not coach against the Texans. He and defensive tackle Carlos Watkins were sent home after not feeling well pregame. Now, Dan Quinn, along with the entirety of the Cowboys coaching staff, is vaccinated. It's not clear, by the way, according to the reports from Dallas, whether or not they were even tested pregame or if they just didn't feel well and they said, all right, go home. Let's not be stupid here. which I think may be the case. Now, I don't know, and we don't know what Watkins' vaccination rate or vaccination status is. I will say, however, the Cowboys did reveal that 93% of the team is vaccinated. That is a significant figure, well above the 85% threshold. So I don't know if they tested positive, they just weren't feeling well and got sent home early, but that is worth monitoring for the Cowboys moving forward. As mentioned, today's show, folks, is made possible by Magic Spoon. It's a perfect answer to nights like I'm having tonight. I'm not going to get home until like midnight, I'm going to be out there here very late. I got to get a little bit of food in me. I don't want to eat a bunch of garbage. Magic Spoon is perfect for that late night food craving because it's very high in protein, 13 or 14 grams in each bowl. It's only 4 grams of net carbs. That's it. And 0 sugar. It is healthy and delicious. It tastes just like that cereal we grew up with, but isn't going to give you all the cavities ever. So get $5 off your first order at magicspoon.com/Cowboys. Let's talk quarterbacks now because there might be a battle now. Garrett Gilbert did not play a lot, a couple of drives, a bad fumble, which led to 7 points by the Texans. Gilbert had very clearly been the better of the 2 quarterbacks so far in the preseason. But Cooper Rush, well, it felt like a throwback to 2017 Cooper Rush, if you guys remember him, way back when it looked like Rush was an awesome quarterback in that preseason against backup players. He was playing so well. He was, in 4 games, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, almost 400 yards, and 30 to 52 passing. He looked great and played great tonight. Cooper Rush, unquestionably, was the better quarterback in this game against the Texans. Was he perfect? No. Were there mistakes? Yes. Is he as high upside, talent-wise, as Garrett Gilbert? No. But he showed how he can potentially manage a game for you. I wonder if there could be a bigger backup battle entering the 3rd and final game of the preseason. More on that, but first, DiNucci Sucks. He was terrible. Now, there were some good throws, a couple nice deep shots, a sidearm throw here and there, made some nice plays, only 5 incompletions. Problem is, 3 of them were picks, and they were both bad throws. Now, the 2 of the interceptions bounced off one defender into the waiting arms of another. That's unfortunate, but they were bad throws. DiNucci is not an NFL quarterback right now. If the Cowboys put him on the practice squad, I'll be pretty damn disappointed. Now, the real battle right now potentially is for the backup quarterback spot. Gilbert played better the first 2 games. Rush was better tonight, though. Maybe there could be a battle. I still think Garrett Gilbert is the guy at backup. I'm not going to overreact based on a combined, 15 throws? It's a bit too much for me. But what do you guys think? Who will be the backup quarterback? Type GG for Garrett Gilbert or type CR for Cooper Rush? Let's talk Connor McGovern now. Could a trade be happening here? ESPN reported that teams are planning on making some offers for McGovern. However, the Cowboys are not interested in trading him away, which I think is duh, right? Connor McGovern very clearly is your 6th best offensive lineman, and frankly, the only reliable backup interior offensive lineman on this team. For much of the game against the Texans, the offensive linemen on the interior were, in whatever order and position you play them, Connor Williams, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin. Connor McGovern got work at both guard spots. Matt Farniok was the 3rd string center, with Connor Williams being your 2nd string center. And Brandon Knight got some guard work as well. And of those guys, the only one I like based on their career is Connor McGovern. Now, I don't think McGovern played very well in this particular game, but if they get rid of him, if there's an injury to one of your starters on the interior, I'm going to start Brandon Knight. Isaac Alarcon ain't ready for that level of play, folks. You want a 7th-round rookie Matt Farniok in there? I don't think so. Oh, by the way, Connor, has 1 year left on his deal. Maybe you got to find a way to take care of him or have a replacement if he leaves in free agency. McGovern, I think, can handle that role. So what would you guys do? I think my answer is pretty clear here, but I want to hear from you. What would you do with Connor McGovern? K for keep, T for trade. I vote keep because I don't think what you would get back is worthwhile enough for a team that would like to have at least one solid backup interior offensive lineman. If you guys haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. We've got videos coming out every single day on America's team. News, rumors, winners and losers coming out tomorrow. That is Sunday, depending on when you guys are watching, since I know it's getting late on the East Coast here. If you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. Let's talk linebackers then. I do want to make a couple quick notes here as to who were the starters in this game. The Cowboys came out in a nickel defensive package. Micah Parsons and Keanu Neal. Those were your starters. Now, I think that your base defense, which again, you're not going to use that much, still might be Jalen Smith, Micah Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch. But in nickel, and when you move to 2 linebackers only, the guys who I think are going to get the most reps, maybe LVE still, but Keanu Neal's going to be one of them, and so is Micah Parsons. You saw Parsons line up at the edge rusher spot, lined up over the center as a blitzer, lined up more typical off-ball stuff. Lots of different rotations there for Parsons. I think that kind of almost chess piece will help Dallas if the rest of the defense is actually good. So who impressed you guys the most tonight? I think the answer maybe is Cooper Rush. I thought the defense as a unit played pretty well. Let me know what you guys think here in the comments section. Finally, I did want to mention Randy Gregory, his injury, because he left the game. Pitch count for Randy Gregory as a bit of a minor knee issue, not enough from playing, obviously. They iced it up during the game once he left. Nothing to be worried about. I did want to mention it. He is just fine, however.